Microsoft is hitting us, as DJ Khaled would say, with another one. We've got something new in the works here over at Xbox and Microsoft, something new to the gaming world. I had to look this up because I didn't believe that it was true. Because the handheld version of video games has been around for a long fucking time, all the way back to Mr. Game & Watch. I mean, the handheld has been around for a long, long, long time. But I could not believe for the life of me, for as long as Xbox and everything, the gaming division of Microsoft has been out, they've never had a handheld till now? Ever?
Who, Xbox or Microsoft?
Microsoft, yeah. I tried looking it up.
No, I don't think so.
I couldn't find anything. I was like,
really?
Nothing experimental.
Not like this.
No. This is this is the real deal.
This is different.
Yeah, this is the real deal right here. I had received news through scrolling and going through the YouTube and shit like that. When all of a sudden I get hit with this announcement that they're dropping a brand new handheld, the new Xbox Ally. They have the Ally and the Ally X with a million, and I absolutely fucking mean that when I say that, 1 million different things and capabilities that this thing could possibly have. And I actually think my favorite part, and we'll get into the gaming function of the whole thing, but I honestly...
I'm here at the Xbox Games Showcase at Summer.
No, you're not. You're not. I mean, you are. I'm not calling you a liar, but I don't care. There is so many capabilities and so many things that happen with gaming systems that because it's Microsoft, I'm not actually surprised by this little aspect. But as fun as I'm sure the gaming mechanism actually is, I actually love the possibility of it acting more like a computer than anything else. Because I haven't had a gaming handheld in a very long time. As a matter of fact, I think the last one that I had was a PSP, which was the PlayStation handheld that it had for a while there. And I had that for a security job. And I did play games. I had a whole baseball season going on that. Obviously some GTA, you got to pass the time. But I feel like I really did use it more as a fucking computer than anything else. I used to use the web browser on that. I grabbed because I was doing security. I grabbed the building Wi-Fi and just fucking, I'm YouTubing. I'm doing all kinds of shit on that. It really was a computer in my pocket for a long fucking time. And this looks like it's got the same goddamn capabilities. For some of the stuff that I sent you and some of the stuff you had a chance to look over, was there anything about this gaming system that stuck out to you?
Yeah, I mean, it looked promising. Now, if you're okay, so the big benefit to this, the specs look really good too. It looks like a very strong handheld. Now, I believe the ROG has a Steam Deck version. I have a Steam Deck, so it does the same thing essentially.
Yeah.
It uses the Steam interface, but what it also does is that it uses Linux. So not Windows, but it uses Linux.
Uh-huh.
So if you're a Linux person, which I am not, I have to learn some things on this. You can use it as a computer as well. So, but they're like the files and the way that Linux works is a lot different than Windows, and I'm used to Windows, so it's tough because there's certain ways you have to get around things and do things that I'm not used to. But I say that to say that Steam Deck does the same thing, and there are other, for instance, Republica Gamers. That's what ROG stands for. They have their Steam Deck versions as well. But it's really cool to see Microsoft that has Windows, although they did say like they made like a phrase like don't have to worry about Windows anymore. Like I don't remember the exact wording they used. I think what they meant by that was not having to really worry about getting the power of a computer, but not have to really worry about getting a PC. I think that's what they meant, at least from the videos that I watched. But the capability that it has looks cool. It looks like a lot of people will be able to use it, be much more comfortable using that than Linux. And the other cool thing is that Xbox has its own service.
Right.
So if you use, I forget what it's called, like Gold Pass or something like that. Even I right now on my PC, I can play Xbox games on my PC. Well, now with this, you could do that anywhere you want. You just log in and you have a plethora of games to play, sometimes new releases and shit like that, right on your fucking handheld. And then they keep hinting that you'll also be able to, well, they didn't hint at Blizzard, the BattleNet. You can use BattleNet, which you can do it on a Steam Deck, but again, you have to do the workaround
the Linux
with
stuff,
with Linux to get it on there, to get it on the Steam, to log into it. Like, it's possible, but you have to watch like quite a few videos. This is going to be baked in. So you'll be able to go to the BattleNet section of it and play your WoW games on there. And they're already trying to come out with functionality with it. It's kind of already out there, but not officially. I don't think so. With controller on World of Warcraft, like there's a guy I watch, he uses controller playing World of Warcraft. So that can also be a thing on there. And it's very easy. You just go to the tab and you log into your game, which that's huge. And then they're also hinting that you will also be able to log into your Steam account and play your Steam games on there. They didn't say Steam specifically.
Yeah.
They said other gaming services like that. And everyone keeps looking at the camera like, it's probably Steam. And if
why can't they say it though?
Well, because the competition is Steam Deck.
Oh, okay.
So
we're dipping in. We're dipping in, but we don't want to tell you that we're dipping in.
Yeah, you can do it because at the end of the day, you could do the same. It's not like they're stealing anything. You can do the same exact thing on a Steam Deck that they're baking into the system. So it's going to make it accessible for a lot more people. And I think at a glance, I saw something like a $700 price point for the bigger one, I think.
Yeah.
And if that's the case,
you're in the ballpark.
I think that's worth it.
Which is funny. I don't have a PS5. I don't have any of the new stuff. I'm not that kind of I don't have those new systems. So when I see things like this being advertised, and I'm looking at the screen like it's in front of me right now, and it's so hilarious to me that while I don't have a system, looking at the specs here, I don't feel like I'm looking at a gaming system. This is the terminology, and this is the look that I see when I go computer shopping. I don't even look like it's got the CPU, right? These are AMD Ryzen cards, 4 cores, 8 threads. I see the memory on there, 16 gigs. The storage for this one in particular that I'm reading, which is the ROG Ally. It's got the 512 gigabytes. It's got SSD on there. This is the shit that I look at when I'm buying laptops and shit like that.
Yep.
So I'm like, this is full-fledged. Look at this one right here, the Xbox Ally X. This has got a 24 gig memory. This has got
the big one.
1 terabyte of storage.
That's huge.
That's humongous. Yes, I know.
That's humongous. And also, a lot of your storage can be in the cloud.
Yeah, exactly. So if you don't want to overload your whole memory stick, you can always just put other stuff in different places here. They're all Wi-Fi capable, Bluetooth capable. This is fucking insane.
But I think my
multi-ports. Look at this.
My Steam Deck, I think, is around 500 gigs or something like that. Be like maybe a little less. And I don't ever feel like I have a problem with the storage. Now, I don't go crazy downloading stuff. I know there are people that have like huge Steam libraries and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But again, a lot of their Xbox games that they're talking about, you can play from streaming instead of like actually directly from the system. It's huge. It's huge. And like I can tell you right now, having my Steam Deck, sometimes I just like I'm tired. I want to do something, but I just don't feel like sitting at my desk. I can just go lay down in the bed and play Path of Exile, which I would have never been able to do before, but I could literally just play Path of Exile on the bed with the Steam Deck.
Just think of all those times you traveled with a TV and a PlayStation in your car.
Oh, dude.
Those days are long gone.
That's crazy. And with the capability that I'm assuming it's going to come with, I could probably pay Final Fantasy 11 on that handheld. I can do it now on the Steam Deck. It takes a lot of work to set it up, and because I'm not familiar with Linux, but with Windows, it would be so much easier to do. So I don't know. I'm interested to see what people do with this stuff as soon as they get it in their hands.
I have a question for you. When I saw the release video, when they were going over different specs, and this is going to be able to do this, and it's going to be able to do that, like I just said 2 seconds ago, you're obviously a lot more versed in the gaming world. I have a lot of familiarity in the computer world, the actual operating system world of computers. And I'm watching this video, and it started going pretty computer heavy. Like, he's talking, and I'm following. I can actually, I know what he's talking about. Okay, that sounds good. Ooh, that's sexy, like that. And then, kind of out of the blue, in the middle of all that computer jargon, it starts flipping to jargon more related to the gaming world, right? So it'll tell me about the memory of this does this and this does that, and this is how many imports that it has. Oh, and we took a special amount of time to make sure that we had a very high FPS rate, and we did this and we did that. I was like, oh, that's more of the gaming stuff, because I don't know what any of that shit is. But I picked up on something.
That's a shot at Nintendo, by the way.
I got that, not a very veiled one, I guess, for people who are in the know. But he grabbed me with the computer stuff, and then he slid in the gamer thing, right? So does it feel kind of like that was more for the casual person than the actual real gamers? That they were kind of making you feel... No?
No, because it's just happy accident.
Okay, I'll take it.
What they're talking about is relative, like, makes sense to you because you understand computer components, like, you can get excited for that.
Right.
But that is also equivalent to gaming. So although you're talking, especially okay, we're talking about a handheld. So now we're already thinking gaming. You start talking about components, you now forgot about gaming because you're not in that world.
Right.
But you're hearing stuff you understand. So like you said, you kind of forgot for a second that we're talking about a gaming handheld. But as the gamer, I'm like, dude, I could play this game with that FPS. I could play this. I know what a Ryzen is. We build computers for gaming. So when they're telling us these components, we're thinking it in an aspect of, dude, you're telling me I damn near have my PC in my hand? So as they're saying it to me through my filter, I'm thinking video games. When they say it to you through your filter, you're thinking computer components. But then when we both get together at the same time, when they start talking about games, we're like, oh, hell yeah, I could play these games. Oh, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking I wanted to play on this. And then you're like, oh, wait, fuck, we're talking about video games?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I forgot about that. But it's like they pretty much put the same information out, but it was just like we're both on two roads, and then we just like merged together. But the information was the same for kind of both, if that makes sense.
No, it makes sense to me. Yeah, no, the way that you explained it actually made sense. I thought they were trying to hook me.
No,
it was just like
they got you.
They caught my attention for sure, and I'm actually not opposed. I showed this to my wife, and my wife goes, that's an interesting Christmas present. I said, oh my god, don't do that. I was like, yeah, but no, even for me, like,
you know what's even cooler? Because I'm pretty sure that with like the Xbox Gold Pass, which if you're a gamer, I will say it's phenomenal.
I have the Game Pass for Xbox.
Yeah, so it's phenomenal value. You have access to so many games. That especially like free, like new release games. Some of those games you get if you're a Gold Pass member. I don't know if it's the same thing for internet for what I'm referring to. I'm pretty sure they're the same thing. Do you get access to like download games and stuff
on Xbox Game Pass?
Yes.
Yeah, so it has a whole library of things, and the only thing that sucks about the Game Pass is that you can download them onto your box and play them whenever you want, but because they're from Game Pass, what happens is that they're not yours permanently, right? There's like a time limit to it.
Yes.
So you go back to play it one day, and it's like, you don't have sufficient whatever the fuck to play this anymore, and we're like, oh, gay. So now we have to buy it.
As long as you are paying for the subscription, you should have access to it.
No, it tells you that because what happens is after a while it comes off of Game Pass. So they're like, oh, you still have it, so it's not on Game Pass anymore. So if you'd like to buy it, here it is, but it's not on Game Pass anymore.
Sure.
So it's like literally unlimited time. Now, for their credit, it's usually there for a long time because Alex downloads games all the time.
It's phenomenal value nonetheless if you like playing those games, but they usually have those retro games there too, like Left 4 Dead. I think should be on there. So imagine being able to just like on the shit or just get a game in. You know what I mean? Like that's what's cool about those handhelds.
That's my next question. So let's say, like for instance, Left 4 Dead 2, right? One of my favorite Xbox games, literally of all time. I have the disc for it. It's not actually on my box, so I would have to download a version of that onto my handheld then to play it.
No, if it's in the library, you would just download it. I need to make sure that what you're referring to is the same thing I'm referring to. I think it is. But I haven't used it since it like first came out. When they first released it, I bought into the subscription because I was playing things like I was playing something and they were all playing on Xbox. So I subscribed to on the PC so I can play with them while they're on the Xbox and I played on the PC. I forget what game it was, but it was towards the beginning of that. So whatever has changed since then, I'm unaware of. So I just want to make sure we're referring to the same thing, but it sounds like it.
Believe that we are, yeah. I believe that we are. But yeah, so I'm really excited to see how the hell this is really going to happen.
We'll see. I mean, it looks awesome, to be honest with you. It really does.
I'm a little worried about the bulkiness. They look pretty sizable.
Oh, no, dude, no. See, okay, you have a Switch. So
yes, I have. Yeah,
you're accustomed to like the thinner, lightweight.
Okay.
I have I have the Steam Deck, and I'll tell you, I prefer the weight.
Really?
Personally, I prefer the weight. It just feels better in your hand. And I know that Xbox said they deliberately made theirs bulkier because they want it to feel like you're holding an Xbox controller when you're using it. And that sounds fucking amazing. Because the Xbox controller is probably my favorite controller. Just by its weight, size, the way it fits in your hand, the analog sticks, the buttons. I love them. So if that's the case, then this thing's probably going to feel amazing.
Sounds good. All right, so we got some positivity here. These gaming systems coming out soon. Actually, I was just looking at it again. They have different release dates for a lot of these machines. The Ally Z1 Extreme was already out on the market. So is the ROG Ally X. But the Xbox Ally X, I just said that twice? No, ROG Ally X on its own, the ROG one. The ROG Xbox Ally X comes out. They have it projected for the holiday season of 2025, as well as the ROG Xbox Ally. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think I heard somewhere in that video that ROG, what was that stand for again? Republic of Gamers?
Mm-hmm.
They've had their system already out for a minute. So this is just combining with Xbox here at this point. It's a joint effort here.
What do you mean their system? You mean as far as handhelds go?
Yeah, the handhelds, right.
It's the Steam Decks.
It's the Steam, okay, all right.
It's the Steam Decks version.
Okay.
Which I'm sure they're not completely giving up on, because I know Steam is working on their own OS. And like I got to update myself on where they're at with it, but I know they were making some big strides on that.
Will that
and
kill
I'm sure
the
they'll keep working
though?
with that.
Does that kill the relationship though? If they end up getting
they're third party? No, they're a third party.
Okay.
They can I mean, listen, Steam isn't a company I would really want to like burn bridges with. So I don't think they would. But this situation is one of those kind of first time type, like this is a big opportunity for Republic of Gamers to have access, to be able to be at the forefront of this, to specifically collaborate with Xbox, to where their the X version has like built-in Xbox buttons and stuff like that on that specifically. Yeah. No,
huge.
this is huge for them.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It puts
They're
them
going to make so much money off of this shit. This is crazy.
Puts them in a different stratosphere for sure. I mean, guys like you knew about them, but
this will merge PC gamers and console players, because now you can kind of get like that PC feel and that PC power with a console, pretty much. Like all the games that you love to play on your console, you could do it with this.
Okay. Look at that.
So, I don't know. We'll see. See what the results are when people get their hands on it.
I just need access to Left 4 Dead, and then I'll be all right. I'm gonna if I can get this thing in my hand and in my house, I'm gonna be taking trains and buses to wrestling shows moving forward, because I can't drive these shows. I got to get in on the action. So I got to get in.